Alexandria Sarah, and this is Lawyer Talk Thursday. And today's episode is jam-packed with all the things that you need to know going into 4th of July weekend. And some of them might surprise you. So, hot off the presses from Governor Abbott. As of 12 p.m. tomorrow, that's noon, everybody in the state of Texas has to wear a mask in public places. That means you get a mask, you get a mask, and you get a mask, unless you're under 10. And yes, gym rats, if you can't stay 6 feet apart from other people, you have to wear a mask even when you're exercising. And the other exceptions, like if you're eating or drinking, means you have to be seated at a table. If you're waiting for that table at a restaurant, you still have to wear a mask during that time. And here's the kicker. You can't even go through a drive-thru without a mask, because what drive-thru in the history of the world is farther than 6 feet apart? Now, the other thing too is if you're in a car with your household, your kiddo, your spouse, your roommate, whoever, no mask. If you're in the car with someone who is not in your household, you've got to wear a mask. So that's a whole new dimension for Uber and Lyft drivers and their passengers. Don't let them do it wrong. There are rules. El Pasoans, what are we going to do for 4th of July weekend? The answer is absolutely nothing fun, because there are all kinds of rules going in place tomorrow at noon. The first is absolutely no fireworks. You can't buy them, you can't pop them off anywhere in El Paso County. Those are the rules. The other thing is you can't have any gatherings whatsoever in unincorporated places. Now I ask a quiz question about this. What the heck is an unincorporated place? Well, the best that I can discern after 6 phone calls and talking to the county attorney's office and all kinds of good stuff is it's outside the boundaries of an incorporated place like a municipality. So, no red sands. I'm gonna say that one more time for the people in the back. No red sands, okay? Any place that's unincorporated, including some towns like Tornillo or Canutillo, if you're not incorporated, you can't have outside gatherings. In an incorporated place like the city of El Paso, no outside gatherings of over 100 without special permission. Most of you don't really have a problem with that. And it's still recommended for in-house gatherings to be 10 people or less. I don't know how they're policing that, but that is what's going on at this point. If you violate the rule by going to red sands, you may face up to a $500 fine. So, moral of the story, no ATVs this weekend. So some of you may not take my advice and go out and party hard this weekend and end up with a criminal warrant. Or maybe let's say you got in trouble in the past and you have a criminal warrant pending. What can you do? Well, first thing Monday morning, satellite booking is going to be open. What satellite booking is a quick way to get in and out of custody without ever having to go to the county jail. So what you do is you make arrangements with a bonding company, pay that 10% of your surety bond, and then be out of there. They'll take you to a room in the courthouse, they will fingerprint you, take your mug shot, get you in and out in just a little bit of time, and you never have to go across the street to the jail. So satellite booking is a thing. If you have a criminal warrant, do not risk going to jail. Do not risk putting yourself in a situation where you may feel unsafe or there may be different conditions, okay guys? So take care of your criminal warrants. If you need advice on that, talk to a good lawyer. I've been getting a lot of COVID-related questions regarding courts, the courthouse, the probation department, things like that. So let's start with probation. If you're on probation, you still have to check in with your PO. Do not ignore it. Do not think because I can't check in with them in person, I'm not checking in with them at all. Go check in with your PO via phone, via email, whatever they've told you to do, and continue to complete the things you need to do for your probation. However, community service is suspended for now, so you can make alternative arrangements with your probation officer. You can actually pay a fee in lieu of doing community service in some cases. So take care of that stuff. Don't put it behind you or put it off, because guess what? You're gonna end up with a criminal warrant. Now, if we're talking about courthouses and the court hearings, for the most part, all in-person hearings have been suspended. I know some of the county courts and the district courts are doing their hearings via Zoom, where sometimes the defendants are present, sometimes the defendants aren't present, and definitely the attorneys log in via Zoom. As for municipal courts, that's your traffic tickets or justice of the peace courts, those are also being done remotely. So if you have a traffic ticket, don't think that you can ignore it and just blow off court, right? Your attorney can handle it, they can take care of everything without you ever setting foot into court on a Zoom, and usually get you a lot less punishment than if you did it yourself. So courts are still going on. Of course, it's very limited, but they're doing the best they can to move these cases. It's time for me to get some community input on a topic that's very near and dear to my heart: jury trials. So if somebody is accused of a crime and they want a jury trial, a group of community members are brought into court to judge this person whether they're guilty or not guilty. For misdemeanors, those panels are 20 to 40 people. For felonies, those panels can be 80, 100, 200 people at the same time, depending on how severe the case is. So for my community members, do you want to be involved in jury trials? Will you be able to pay attention to a case and give your due consideration to both sides, the state and defense? If you have to sit in a room with 20, 40, 60, 80 other people in masks for hours at a time. This is the basis of our justice system. We've got to have community members that are willing to come and do these jury trials, but I want to know, in your opinion, do you feel comfortable if our courts do practice social distancing, coming in and being on a jury for my clients, other attorneys' clients, and the alleged victims in these cases? Because this is of the utmost importance to our justice system. And so I want to know, what do you guys think about it? What are your concerns? How do you feel? And would you be willing to be on a jury panel?